Hello and welcome to today's sequence. I have often been asked in the past what to do as a short yoga sequence to practice after some long hours spent at an office sitting at the desk. Yeah? So this is my suggestion. There must be many possibilities, but this is how I intuitively would approach a short practice of 30 minutes or so to open up the body again. Yeah? To bring your joints in length again after those long hours. So the way I would start always is just by centering the body. Yeah. So for this sequence you will need 2 blocks. Hopefully you have 2 blocks. So if you don't, you can always replace the blocks by books, for example, that they are the same height. A wall and a chair. Yeah. The chair doesn't have to be a yoga chair like mine. It can also be just a sturdy chair that you get at home. So the first thing that you do is you sit, yeah, and you sit on the floor with support under your buttocks, yeah. So I am an Iyengar yoga teacher, so we use a lot of material, but I will try to keep this to a minimum, yeah. With the things about the material and the corrections, because it's going to be a short sequence. But just make sure that when you sit in this pose, which is called Sukhasana in Sanskrit, your knees should not be like this high, yeah? Because if your knees are high, then your lower back is rounding, and you don't want that, of course. Yeah? So see that you take enough support under your buttocks to have the knees more or less at the height of your hips. Yeah? Otherwise, it wouldn't make so much sense. Right, now take your fingertips next to you on the floor and start lifting the trunk, lifting the chest. Yeah? Long waist, long chest, shoulders back. Yes, and then see that you can bring the upper back a little more into your body. So see that you can feel some accent into your upper back. Roll the shoulders back, let the shoulder blades descend, move forward. Yeah, make sure that the lower back is not pushing forward, but it's growing longer and longer and longer. Now extend the arms on this way, yeah, with a slight degree diagonally downwards. Roll the shoulders back, roll the upper arms from inside out strongly, so that you can really release the shoulder blades, especially the skin of your upper back is what you want to feel now. Moving downwards, releasing away from the neck. Yeah, your neck must stay out at all times, long and free. Yeah, don't do something like that, for example. Okay, now keeping this organization of the upper back as it is, bend your elbows and take your hands at the lower point of your breastbone. Okay, now close your eyes for a moment. And make sure that you are lifting the spine actively the whole time. Yeah, so you're not slouching, you're stretching the spine. Yeah, moving the sacrum in, moving the space of the spine between the shoulder blades in, lifting the chest towards the hands. You will feel there is length growing at the waist, at the sides of the chest. Now, in Iyengar yoga, we use this ritual to center oneself, yeah, just to start directing your attention to your inner body, meaning the space at the waist, the space at the lower abdomen, the space at the upper chest, but in particular the space that you create in your mind through the breath. So for today's topic, just make sure that you connect with the exhalation, with the energy of the exhalation. And with each exhalation, release your legs, release the skin of your upper back, and release all facial muscles. Yeah, let the breath run naturally, spontaneously. You will see that the breath, if you're sitting with this kind of attention, your breath will become more slow. Naturally. As a way it's like a breath exercise, we will sing the Om 3 times. So like, exhale, take a deeper inhalation. Om. my next exhalation, bend the neck forward, release your hands, lift the head and open your eyes. Okay, so let's get started, yeah? So after spending these hours at the desk, I imagine that the first thing would be to extend the legs, yeah? So we're going to start with standing asanas. Yes, very, very simple. So you are going to go to the wall. Yeah, you have a wall next to you. Yes. Now you take your fingertips at the height of your waist. At the height of your waist, yes. And then you walk back like this. For Ardha, it's called Ardha Uttanasana. I extend my arms, make sure that the hands are at the same height. Yeah. Look at your feet for a moment and position your feet in such a way. Position your feet in such a way that the outer edges of the feet are parallel to the outer edges of the mat. The feet are hip width apart, hip width apart. Okay, and then the first thing you want to do is really, really straighten the arms as much as you possibly can to create length at the waist. This is the waist, right? This area has to grow longer and longer and longer, and you do that by pressing the fingertips on the wall. But what we want to do at this first stage of today's sequence is really to open the back of the legs. Yeah? To do that, I suggest that you lift all the toes away from the floor as much as you possibly can, as if you wanted to touch the front shin bones with the tip of your toes. Yeah? And now balance the weight evenly on big toe mount, small toe mount, inner heel, outer heel. Let the arches lift as much as you can. Yeah, and see how the inner knees are lifting. Yes, it's a big, big topic in lengthening the legs is to lift the inner knees as much as you possibly can and constantly. Lift the inner knees as much as you can. Press the fingertips. Now, without dropping the inner knees, then release the toes down onto the floor. Your ears remain next to your upper arms. Yes, the crown of the head moving away from the wall. The outer hips moving away from the wall, and you grow longer and longer and longer. Yeah, make sure that your lower back is not arched like this. Yeah, you want to stay neutral in the lower back, letting it become round. What should go forward or downwards in this case is the dorsal spine between the shoulder blades. Yeah, and then come up. All right, so having done that, I will suggest to you to go to the wall, be close to the wall for Trikonasana. Trikonasana is one iconic asana in Iyengar yoga that we practice to open up the body, not only to lengthen the legs, but to open the hips, of course, and also the shoulders. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the right foot this way. Yeah, so the right foot is slanted on the wall. The right foot is slanted on the wall. And then you walk with the left foot back. Yes, if you see your feet, there should be a line between the right heel and the center of the left foot. Okay, this is already a hip opener as well, right? You surely can feel this. So you press the big toe mount on the wall, lift the inner right knee, make sure that both thighs are rolling away from each other. Make sure that the left thigh is moving back, right? This is the first stage. Yes, and make sure that your lower back remains long and your right buttock is moving forward. Yeah, that should be very clear and very stable before the pose begins. So you might be feeling already a stretch at the back on the inside of your right leg, right? Also at the front left groin. So just take it here a few seconds before we move on. And to move on, you're going to Trikonasana with the wall. So you extend your right leg, your arm, and then with an exhalation, you do two things. You will take the right hand to the wall, but at the same time, the right hip away from the wall, this way. And you catch the wall. That's it. As simple as that. Classically, you will be catching the shin bone, but in this variation with the hand on the wall, then there's more potential to lengthen the torso, to lengthen the waist. Yeah? Left hand is at the upper edge of your buttocks, and the left shoulder is rolling back, following the left elbow. Yeah? And then you see that you are super firm in the legs. So press the big toe Take the left thigh back, all that. All right. Then from here, the ones that are have a little bit more experience of flexibility, you can also catch the elbow. Yes, but the accent is on the legs. Make sure that the legs are really, really firm. Leave the inner knees the whole time. And then with an inhalation, come up, release the right foot, and take the feet together. Okay? Let's turn around. So you take the left foot on the wall, right foot goes back. Okay? I'm giving you my back so you can also see better now what's ought to be done. Yeah? So the hands are here at the beginning, thighs are turning away from each other, press the big toe mount on the wall, lift the trunk, lift the chest, and allow your legs to grow longer and longer and longer. Yeah? Move the inner knees up, move the upper thighs away from each other. Now from here, extend your left arm, yes? And then with an exhalation, you take the fingertips of the left hand on the wall and the left hip away from the wall. Yeah, make sure that you are very, very steady in the action of the legs, yes? Also see if you can feel that extension on the lower waist here. Yeah, this is a really sacred area for yogis and yoginis. The waist is kind of the aim in all asanas to create a space there. So if you can also take the elbow, but the accent is on the legs. Are you lifting the inner knees? Can you press the big toe mount on the wall? Can you bring your weight more and more to the right heel? And then inhale, come up. Thank you. Turn the left foot forward, bring the feet together. Okay, that's Trikonasana, one variation. Now, the same way, you take the right foot on the wall, yes, and you step back on the left foot this way for Parshvottanasana with the wall. So the right foot is slanted, you can see it, yeah. The left foot, there's a line between the right heel and the inner left heel, yeah. Now, have your hands on the upper edge of your buttocks and then start lifting. This is tricky for the balance, yeah. Make sure that you find your balance. If that's not the case, it's not so easy, you can always separate the feet a bit more on the mat. Okay, so first you make sure that you stand tall, yes? Long waist, long sides of the chest, remember, yeah? Elbows back, shoulders back. The legs are active, which means the inner knees are lifting all the time. Now from here, take your fingers on the wall if possible, and then with an inhalation, take your arms up into what we call Urdhva Hastasana. Yeah? Now make sure that the hips are parallel to the wall in front of you. Inhale, exhale, make yourself long, 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 long. Go easy, go slow on this. Go slow, go slow, go slow, go slow. And then you take your fingertips on the wall so that your ears are somewhere next to your upper arms. And the important actions here is press the big toe mount on the wall, lift both inner knees, roll the right hip back, the left hip forward, and see that your spine comes into traction, yeah? From the tailbone to the crown of the head, there is much, much, much extension. And then inhale, come up, and release. Take the right foot exactly where the left was, and take the left foot on the wall. The left foot is slanted. Hands on the outer hips. Okay, from the tailbone to the crown of the head, look for that look for length. Yeah. Now with the hands on your hips, see if you can bring your hips parallel to the wall. That'd be the idea. Yeah. Waist is long, sides of chest are long. Then from here, take your fingertips if possible on the wall. Yeah. Center yourself, and then inhale. Come up with Urdhva Hastasana. Yeah, use extension of the arms to create extension at the sides of the trunk. And then with an exhalation, come forward. Come forward, 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 forward. Go slow, go slow, go slow. And then take your fingertips on the wall. Now the accent is still on the legs. Yeah? So make sure that you are pressing the big toe mount on the wall really, really well. Make sure that your inner knees are lifting all the time. Yeah, long waist, long sides of the chest. And from the tailbone to the crown of the head, you are creating much, much length in the spine. And then release. Thank you. Okay, Now to finish off with the standing poses, yeah, you are going to take the buttocks on the wall, like so, and you're going to have your 2 blocks this way. Okay, so remember, if you don't have a block, you can also take the hands on a chair, by the way. So my feet are hip width apart, yes, and the outer feet are parallel to the edge of the mat. Buttocks are on the wall, yeah, and then I move forward like this. So with an exhalation, you move forward, yeah, and you take your fingertips on the blocks. Fingertips on the blocks is important as a first stage. Yeah, this is just to give yourself more potential to become flat on the spine. That means concave back. So the back ribs down to the floor, all the muscles of the spine down to the floor. Yeah, and the chest moving forward, the shoulders away from the ears. The legs are extended continuously. Yeah, and you make yourself long, 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 looking forward. The waist is long, the sides of the chest are long. Yes, and then from here, then do what we call Uttanasana, right? So you don't need the blocks anymore. If you can, take the fingertips on the floor at the height of your small toe. Of course, if reaching the floor is not a possibility, then you can always use the blocks in whatever height you need, no? But otherwise, just let the crown of the head move down. Inner knees are lifting. Inner feet are pressing down. And then you release. This is a wonderful pose also to initiate inversions, which we won't be practicing today, but this Uttanasana is an inversion. Yeah. So it has a profound effect in the mind. It quietens the mind. All right, and then take your hands onto your hips. Inhale, come up. All right, that was it. Yeah, very quickly we went into our standing poses. Now, another option for the knees after sitting for long is sitting, but in a very peculiar way. It's called Virasana, yeah, which is also a pose we will practice to open the back of our shoulders. So I have one block like this, yeah, but remember the blocks have different heights. So this is the first height, this is the second height, and you can combine. And before we move on, if you have your chair, put it here. It'll be easier than later. Put it against the wall. Put the chair against the wall so that we can move right into downward facing dog afterwards. Okay, so you sit in Virasana. Virasana is also a classical sitting pose in yoga. Huh? What does it mean? You take the knees together, the feet apart, the toes are pointing back, the big toenail down onto the floor, the small toenail also down onto the floor. Yeah, it requires some flexibility. If this is not possible for you sitting on one block like this, then you can bring more height for your buttocks. Remember that. Now catch your calf muscles when you bring in the buttocks down, and then slowly release the buttocks down. Yeah? The block is just for the buttocks, not for the thighs, not for the back of the thighs. Yeah? Yeah? Pull the skin of your shin bones forward. This is something we do all the time. And you know, this is a pose that really belongs to, you will always find this pose in a sequence for knee therapy, yeah, because many people are delicate in the knees, and provided that you sit in an appropriate height for your needs, yeah, and also with the space behind the knees, then this pose is excellent for the knees, yeah. So make sure that you're not suffering, because now we are going to do some shoulder stretches. Yeah? Shoulder stretches is another thing that I would say the opening the shoulders becomes important after spending a few hours sitting at the desk working in front of a computer, right? So we will do three such openings. Yeah. So first one is like this: you cross your fingers behind your back. Yeah, behind your back, Paschima Baddha. Now, I do it like a sequence. I roll the shoulders back, I extend the arms down so the elbows are stretched, and then I start moving the arms away from the upper arms away from the upper back. Yeah, but do not exaggerate. Exaggerated would be going like this, for example, but forcing the neck to do something funny. Yeah, you don't want that. It's enough something like that. Shoulder blades down and forward. Roll the shoulders back. Roll the shoulders back. Dorsal spine, that's the segment of the spine between the shoulder blades, they move forward. Yeah? Continuously see that you move the spine upwards, yeah? So that from the tailbone to the crown of the head, you are constantly creating that extension. Yeah? Make sure that your lower back doesn't move forward. And then change. So take your hands with an exhalation back to your sacrum, cross the fingers the other way around. That means with the other small finger down, yes? See that it should feel now unfamiliar to you, the way that you're crossing your fingers. Now you roll the shoulders back, you extend the arms down, inhale and start bringing the arms to a certain degree upwards, but you know, the accent isn't what's happening in the upper back, not in the arms. So make sure that you move the shoulder blades down and forward, so the chest starts being lifted, but not from the lower back. It's not that. Yeah? It's lower back, long, yes. Shoulder blades down and forward. And then release. Thank you. Take your hands back onto the top thighs. Okay, second one for the shoulders. Extend the arms forward, cross the fingers, the same way that we were doing, but this time take the hands on the crown of the head. I will be looking from the front side, like so. Okay, now roll the shoulders down, or the shoulder blades down and forward, and roll the wrist from thumb side to small finger side. Yes? And now, keeping that organization of the upper back, extend your arms. Yeah? Use extension of the arms to extend the spine, to extend the waist, to extend the side of the chest. Yeah? See, what can you do to become lighter on the lower back? That's the idea. And then exhale, take the arms in front of you again. Cross the fingers the other way around. Take the hands on top of the head. Roll from thumb to small finger side. Lift the chest. Let your shoulder blades descend, yeah, by rolling the wrist from thumb side to small finger side. Now, keeping the shoulder blades in that position, inhale, exhale, take the arms in Parvatasana. Extend the size of the chest, extend the waist. Use the extension of the arms to extend the size of the trunk. And the whole time, keep an eye on, keep a feeling, better said, on your sacrum. Is it moving forward? You should try to keep it forward. The sacrum forward, the dorsal spine forward, the lower back long, moving upwards. And then release. All right, and then to finish, what you really need is Gomukhasana. So this is the pose that we are going to practice now. Yeah, for Gomukhasana, you extend the left arm on the side and you roll it in. You roll it slightly in and you place the hand in between the shoulder blades. The hand in between the shoulder blades with the fingers pointing to the neck. If you're not sure what I'm saying, it's like this. This is going to be the pose. Yeah? Then you extend your right arm, which is in my case my left. Yeah? You turn the arm outside and then you catch like so. If you cannot catch the fingers, at least 3 fingers, you can always catch the t-shirt, for example. Yeah? Or obviously in Iyengar yoga, at least we will use a belt to catch the hands. But don't be too concerned about that at the moment. Yeah. So, so roll the left shoulder back and allow the tip of your right elbow to go higher and higher and higher. That's the idea. Lift the chest. Roll the shoulder back. Yeah, see that the waist is long, see that the chest, the sides of the chest are long. You see my right elbow is not this way, but it's also not this way. It's just right next to the ear. Yeah, and then release. Okay, now extend your right arm on the side, roll it slightly in, and place the hand in between the shoulder blades. Yeah, make sure that that right shoulder is rolling back. Now extend your left arm, turn it from inside out, and take your hand. Catch with your fingers, catch the fingers, yeah, at least 3 fingers if possible. And then roll your right shoulder back, allow the tip of your left elbow to climb. Yeah, the real challenge in this pose is that you don't twist this way. Yeah, see that the right side of your chest is lifting as much as the left side of your chest. All right, and then release. That's Gomukhasana. So, assuming that you were sitting this way, yeah, after sitting for a while in Virasana, the knees want to be free again, yeah? So what I suggest is that we go right away into downward facing dog, the probably most iconic yoga asana, on the chair, with the chair, yeah? So what you're gonna do is you come to your knees, take the block on the side, okay? And then you're going to catch the chair from the sides, like I'm doing, yeah? Not flat on the chair, but with the fingers looking down outside. Okay? Now curl your toes under, lift the knees, inhale, exhale, slowly, slowly start going into your downward facing dog with the chair. Have the feet hip width apart. Okay, and start opening the back of the knees. Send the sitting bones higher and higher and higher. Yeah, lift the inner knees, take the center of your thighs back. See that you become longer and longer and longer. Okay, so this is to open up the back of the knees especially. All right, and then walk to the chair. Yes, we will practice Dandasana. Dandasana is a sitting pose, but we're going to do it with the chair. Yeah, so what I'm going to ask you to do is fold your mat, because otherwise the chair is going to be a little slippery, your seat. Fold it twice, yeah, and place it on the chair seat. And now the chair is looking to the wall this way. Yeah, then you're going to sit right on the edge of the chair like this. Like this. This is a pose that we normally do. The classical pose is sitting on the floor, flat on the floor, right? But because the lower back tends to round too much, it's always better to practice with height below your buttocks. Yeah, and this with the chair is ideal. Yeah, so that you do not round the sacrum and lower back area anymore. You catch your chair here and extend your legs. Yeah, remember how important it is to extend the legs, re-extend the legs again and again and again. So press the big toe mound on the wall, lift the inner knees, lift the chest. Yeah, this is Dandasana in Sanskrit. So lift the trunk, lift the chest, sacrum forward, dorsal spine forward. Yeah, from here we will practice a simple rotation. You will catch the chair, extend the left arm, and exhale and take the fingertips of the left hand in line with your head on the wall. Yeah, and the right hand is going to catch as far as you possibly can back onto the back of the chair, and then you start rolling, turning from left to right. Yeah, the real challenge is to keep a balance between both sitting bones, between both feet. Yeah, so that you're not leaning to one side or the other. And then, as in all rotations in yoga, you don't want to rotate. You want to first extend the spine, and then see that you can turn from your navel, from your belly, from your lower abdomen. That's gotta turn, not the head. No, just keep the chin in line with the breastbone. That's enough. Roll the right shoulder back. And then release. Okay, now catch with your left hand the back of the chair, extend the arm, and then take the fingertips on the wall. Just walk with your left hand behind you and start turning from right to left. But the accent is on the extension of the spine. So from the tailbone to the crown of the head, you create much extension. Turn the belly, turn the trunk, turn the chest. The legs are firm, the legs are evenly working, yeah? And then release. Catch the back of the chair, lift the trunk, lift the chest, move your sacrum in. Now from here, inhale, exhale, go forward. My chair is slipping a bit, there. Okay, and then you are in something like a concave Paschimottanasana. So you keep the chest moving forward. Yeah, use extension of the arms to extend the size of the trunk. Press the big toe mounds on the wall evenly. Lift the inner knees constantly. All right, and then inhale, come up, extend the arms up, and release. Okay, so one pose that's really important is the rotation to turn. Yeah, so what we're going to do is a very simple pose in Iyengar yoga. It's called Bharadvajasana with the chair. Yeah, so you're going to have a chair and you're sitting with the chair, with the back of the chair to your right side. I like to place a block this way, but there are many ways of practicing. Yeah, I suggest take the block this way and sit with your buttocks at the back edge of the chair seat. The buttocks at the back edge of the chair seat. Not in the center, not in the front, at the back edge. Yeah? My feet are evenly organized, the knees and the heels are at the same height. Take your arms up in Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale, exhale, catch your chair and start turning to the right. Okay? So roll the shoulders back, both of them, also the left one. Yeah, see that your dorsal spine, yeah, dorsal spine is the segment of the spine between the shoulder blades. That part has to move in and up. Yeah, see that you maintain the weight even on your buttocks. Yeah, so don't let the buttocks, don't lean to the left, which is a tendency. Just be in the center. And then combine between extending the spine and then turning around. Inhalation is a stretch of the spine. Exhalation is a bit more twisting. One more inhale, one more exhale, turn around and let it go. Okay, super important rotations to extend the spine. Okay, turn around to the other side. So now you have, I will give you my back so you can see the action from the other side. Yeah, your buttocks are right on the back edge of the chair. You have a block in between the knees. The heels and the knees are the same height. Inhale, extend your arms. Exhale, turn to the left. And then see what can you do to lift the dorsal spine more and more into your upper body. Yeah, what can you do to create more length between tailbone and crown of the head? Don't allow your shoulders to climb up. Feel the turn from the navel. Yeah, if you can turn the navel, then the rest will come. It's the navel that wants to turn more and more and more. Yeah, don't turn the head. Now coordinate with inhalation, exhalation. So inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, turn a bit more. And then release. Thank you. Okay, having done that, I suggest you open your mat again, yes? We will do a little Chatuspadasana. The time is passing fast. So you will lie down on the floor with a block. our last asana for today. Yeah, like I say, it was going to be a very short sequence, but this is really important now to open the chest, to open also the front groins. Yeah, so you have a block. Yeah, I lean down on my mat. Then from here, I lift the hips, I lift the heels, and I place this block in this form, in its length, just below my sacrum. Yeah, just below the sacrum, closer towards the tailbone, not the lower back. Really, really important. Yeah, make sure that your feet and the heels are at the same height. So from here, roll the shoulders below the shoulder blades, and with your hands, catch the outer edges of the mat. This is going to be our variation for today. There are many ways of practicing this. So now from here, the chest is being lifted, right? Your sacrum is resting on the block. Yeah, and then roll the shoulders one after the other below the shoulder blades so that the outer shoulders come to the floor. Yeah, feel your dorsal spine moving in, tailbone long, lower back long. Okay, and then from here, feel your feet on the floor, yes? Press the inner heels down, inhale, come up. Come up with the buttocks away from the block. This is Chatuspadasana. It's a preparation for the shoulder stand. So press the inner heels down, lift the trunk, lift the chest. Lift the outer hips. Let the shoulder blades come away from the block. Let the dorsal spine come away from the floor. Let the chest move closer and closer to your chin. And then release with an exhalation. Take the sacrum again back onto the block. But don't lose the lift of the shoulder of the chest. The chest remains lifted, open, wide. The shoulder blades are moving into your upper back. Okay, now again. Inhale, exhale, press your heels down and come up. Come as far as you possibly can from the block, yes? And then lift the outer knees, outer thighs, outer hips, higher and higher and higher. Do not let the knees spread up wide open, yeah? So keep pressing the big toe mounds, the inner feet down to the floor. Lift the trunk, lift the shoulder blades away from the block, the dorsal spine away from the floor. The chest to the chin. And then release. Take the sacrum back onto the block. Now catch your block and put it in the next height, in the second height, and let your sacrum release there. We're coming back from the pause. Okay, and then from here, take the block on the side. Take the whole spine down, and we are ready to go for Shavasana, right? So most people know what Shavasana is, being almost the most popular asana, Shavasana, right? This is the deep relaxation at the end of a yoga class. So in an Iyengar yoga setting, you will have blankets for the head. If you don't have now blankets, you can also place the blocks below the neck. But the idea is to keep the neck long, and the skin of your forehead should have a feeling of flowing down to your chin. Yeah. So if you don't have that and you're not flexible, sometimes you will find yourself with the chin pointing to the ceiling. Yeah. This is not a good situation. Yeah. So have a block below the head, at least, or a blanket, like I say. Okay. Now organize your body correctly for Shavasana. Shavasana being a very nourishing pose, yeah, at the end of a yoga session, but you need to be well organized. So what I like doing is suggesting my students that they bend the legs, and now with the hands, you catch your buttocks, you move them away from the lower back. And then you extend again one leg after the other away from you. Then from there, you roll the shoulders below the shoulder blades and relax the arms deeply to the side. Yeah, you should have a feeling that the chest is lifted still. Awake, yeah, meaning that the inner edges of the shoulder blades are moving slightly off the floor, whereas the outer shoulders are moving to the floor. And then completely relax, always starting by the organs of actions, which are feet, legs, hands, and arms. Completely let them go with each exhalation. With each exhalation, relax more and more the lower abdomen, the lower back, the middle back, the upper back. Each exhalation is an invitation to melt down deeper and deeper into the floor. Relax the area of the throat, but especially relax the area of your face. All facial muscles very soft. Relax your eyes. And just see that you focus on your breath, letting it be spontaneous. Observe its rhythm, its length. So maybe you can still hear my voice, yeah? I prefer if people stay long in Shavasana. If you can afford that, then don't sit up with me, just stay lying down, but I will slowly come out of Shavasana. And I hope you can stay there for another few minutes, yeah? So I thank you for your participation, yeah? And hope to see you again in another one of these short series. Namaste.